Hey guys, this is Seb Goldswain here, and today I just wanted to share a short and very funny and maybe slightly educational story with you guys today. Now, if you talk to a violin player, they will tell you that the sound of the violin is critical. The quality of the build of the violin is very important, but that's not all. Critical to the sound that you produce is not only the violin, but the quality of the bow that you use. And this got me thinking, why do guitar players not think like this? Why do guitar players buy expensive instruments and then use $1 or $2 pieces of plastic to make the noise on the guitar? So I got researching, and it didn't take me long to realize that yes, there are in fact expensive guitar picks out there on the internet that you can buy. And they range from $20 each to $30 to $50, and yes, even up to, in some cases, $80 or $100. So I did my research and I came across a fantastic looking company in Knoxville, Tennessee called Blue Chip Picks, and I ended up settling for this, the TD60, which is a 1.5 millimeter thick pick, and this pick cost me $35. Now, I had a friend called Rod who was in the United States at the time, and so I shipped the pick to him and he would bring it back to me. And things led to things, and unfortunately the pick arrived at Rod's hotel an hour after he'd left to come back to the airport. So Rod contacted his friend who also lives in the States and said, "Hey, listen, I've left this thing at the hotel. Would you be willing to FedEx it across for me?" And so his friend Ant said, "Yeah, sure, no thing." He got a phone call from Ant an hour later, and Ant said, "Listen, man, do you realize that the FedEx bill is $127? And Ant is a great guy, so he paid to have this pick FedExed to South Africa. 11 rounds of emails later with FedEx and with customs, the pick landed in Johannesburg in South Africa. And my friend Rod was notified that the pick was ready to be collected, except that he would have to pay import duties and various taxes and all sorts of things for bringing it into the country. Those import taxes actually ended up costing more than the pick itself originally did. So with the cost of the pick and with the cost of FedExing and import duties, we ended up spending $200 on this guitar pick. So ladies and gentlemen, $200 later, and here it is. I'm proud to present my first ever and hopefully last ever $200 guitar pick. So now, I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, is it worth the extra money? And in fact, this is a good question. Is it that much better than a $1 or $2 piece of plastic that you can buy at the shop? And the answer? It's great. I mean, it's not as important as having good technique on the instrument. It's not as important as the instrument you play, by any means. It's not even as important as the action and the setup of your instrument itself. All of those things are far more important to the quality of the sound that you produce. But if you sit with the same guitar, with the same player, side by side, and you give them a cheap pick, and then you give them one of these, yes, there is a noticeable difference. The guitar feels easier to play with your right hand. The pick feels smoother over the strings, and it actually does sound quite a lot better. So as for whether you should spend the money on it, I can't tell you, but am I happy that I spent, well, a bunch of us ended up spending $200 on this guitar pick? I mean, yes, it's a great story, but yeah, I'm actually quite happy that I've got this, my $200 Blue Chip pick. All right. Ah, flip, man.